Okay, hello everyone. Right, so welcome to my virtual reality fly. Now, remember, examiners will change the routes periodically. They've under no obligation to go on the same route. They are allowed to vary it, but this gives you a rough guide of what's going on. Just done a little video about the car park, so without any further delay, let's get on with it. So you come out the car park, round here to the end of the road, and then off you go. And so as you're coming up to this bit here, up there, you come up to here, and I want you to be checking left and right, making sure it's all safe, no one's crossing the road, and then out you go. All right, so simple, out into the road, checking it's safe, and off we go. Right, so I am completely lost. What's going on with this? Right there. Right, there we go. So you just drive along this road. Then you've got this roundabout. As you can see, it's 2 lanes. Make sure you are in the left-hand lane as you go through. Because there are 2 lanes, you have to make sure you maintain 2 lanes on the roundabout, okay? I do not want to see you cut across. So when you come across this thing, you want to be doing that. All right, just like if you're in this lane, you would do that. Do not cut. Stay on the outside. Okay. Out of interest, these raised curbs here, these are where pedestrians cross. It's not a pedestrian crossing, so you don't have to give way to them. But of course, if it looks like someone's going to walk into the road, then I would not run them over. Okay, so we come up to here. There you go, people waiting to cross. You can give way or not. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so as you come up to here, it's just an all roundabout. Check it's safe. When it is, out you go. So we're going to go ahead to staying on the outside and going up that lane there. Don't forget, this whole section is a 20 zone. So we're just driving along up here, just following the road. Now, they often park you on this hill here. There you go. Somebody parked there. So somewhere along here, they normally say park before that sign there. There's a blue sign. There it is. So they normally say just stop roughly where that white car is. Now, they get a hill start out of you to start with, okay, and then you don't have to worry about it. Don't forget, when they say please drive on, cater for things like this. So this bloke's coming up behind you. He's going for an overtake. Now, logically, he's only going to go into this lane to go back to the left. If you then populate that bit, he's going to be stuck out here on the right, and you'll get marked down for that. So whenever you go to pull away, make sure that person isn't blocked and has the ability to come back in. Right? You will get away with it. It's a minor on the driving test or driver fault if you pull away with a car in this lane. But if it was a normal road, I mean, this is obviously a 2-lane road, but if it was a 1-lane 2-way road, so you've got oncoming traffic, and you moved off while someone's overtaking you, you will fail your driving test. All right. So as a general guide, just wait. All right. So when they're ready, driving on. Okay, here we go. Test route number 9. Right. So this is, we're going to go right, 3rd exit on the A325 South. So as we come up here, you've got 2 lanes that go right on the A325 South, so therefore we'll take the middle lane. Simple. So all you've got to do is get into this. It's just right 3rd exit, A325 South, as you saw on the floor there, A325 South in these 2 lanes. You can also see by looking on here that you've got 2 lanes that go right. You've got 2 arrows that go right, so therefore you always take the left of the 2. Notice that this whole roundabout is a 30 zone. So we go out of here, following that lane there on the A325 South. Now, when it's safe, you just follow that round. It's confirmed A325 South there. So we go around here. Now we want to go through here, staying to the left of that white line, and we head off down the dual carriageway in the left-hand lane. As you come through here, remember that this is still a 30 zone. You will find that loads of people go flying past you down here, but you must resist the urge to chase after them. Stay at 30 and do not accelerate until you are past these 50 signs. Only when you are there can you then start to accelerate. Then you build your speed, having checked your mirrors. Always check to make sure if anyone's overtaking you. And you go down here. Now, as you go down here, you will find that it changes to a 60 zone. Here it is. So you now got your 60s. Again, checking your mirrors, and then away you go. So then all you do is you just fly down the dual carriageway, and we're going to head off towards Fleet. So as we get near to this junction here, we're going to be going left off there. So mirrors and signals as you're coming in, just checking around. Now at the bottom of the hill, we are turning right. Now you'll often get instructions to that manner. So either the examiner or the sat nav will tell you to get off here and then turn right. You should therefore come down here, and as with all dual carriageways, when you have fully crossed this white line, you cancel your indicator. So you're indicating left to get off there, but you get into the right-hand lane. So there are actually two lanes here. There's a little join in the road. So as we come off around here, I want you there. A lot of people are about here-ish, so they're sort of semi in this lane and semi in that one. I want you next to the curb on the right so that people can pass you on the left. So you just come down here, cancel the indicator into here, and then you're beautifully lined up for going down there. Notice that you're going into a 40 zone, and it's the end of the no stopping zone. So now we go all the way down here on the right-hand side. I'd be indicating right on the approach to the junction. Now here we've got bushes which really obscure your view really badly. So we want to go down to here, just there. That's better. And then just remembering that we've gone into a 40. The problem that you get with here, see, like these bushes really block your view, so it's very difficult to see if anyone's coming around the corner at you. Additionally, you've got a raised hill here, so you could well have people coming over the top of the hill at speed. Yes, it's a 40 zone, but they could be coming over at 50 for all we know. So as you come out of here, do make progress in that left-hand lane. So when we go out, so we've got cars coming down here in the lane, then you've got a bit in the middle for people coming along and turning right. So we need to go effectively across two lanes into the third lane and then under the bridge over there, paying attention to this lot. So as you go out, check your mirrors and get on with it. If there's a car coming, make a progress. Now you want to get out to about there-ish, so that you can see both lanes fully. All right. If you're back here, then you won't be able to see this part of the road on the right-hand side there. And if there's a motorbike in there, you could then commit to coming out just as someone's coming. So make sure you just creep up and you can see the whole road. When it's safe, out you go, running away in that lane there. Okay. So now we're in this lane. We just now go to Fleet. So you just drive along. As you come along here, notice it's gone too far, but back there, there, you've got national speed limit signs. So it was 40, and then it's gone 60. So we're just driving along here. This little corner here, notice that the white line there has been worn away a little bit. So as we come out to the corner, taking into account conditions in case it's raining and such like, what I want you to do is stay in your lane. So we're staying here. Now you've got some cat's eyes there. Here they are, reflectors and cat's eyes. I want you to stay to the left of those, please. So what's very common, excuse me, is that people come down here too fast and then they go through that bit rather than staying there. All right, so just try and slow it down a little bit and go around making sure you stay in your lane. And then we just follow the road. Now we're going to go all the way to Fleet. Now this road goes up and down. And then you've got a long straight bit all the way down here. Coming to this little section here. All the way down there. So you've got warning of tight corners coming up. So do your limit points. Make sure you're at the appropriate speed for this corner so that you can always stop within that distance there. And we go around the corner and you just follow the road. It's just limit points at the end of the day. And you just follow the road. As you come through here, you've got the Church Crookham turning coming up. So as I'm coming down here, I would be starting to just ease off a little bit just in case people are going to pull out in front of you. I wouldn't necessarily stop, and you certainly don't give way, but I would just ease off a little bit, maybe take them into a 60-mile-an-hour road. So as you come around here, you should be doing in at least 50. So you might want to slow down, maybe 45 or something like that, until you know exactly what's going on. Then you can build your speed on the other side. It's just a bit of a risky junction, that bit. And we follow it all the way along. Now, following signs for Fleet, as we come up to this roundabout, you can see that Fleet is left first exit. Now, this corner is deceptively tight, so as we come up to here, we want to be on the left, like where the van is, and we want to be in this lane here. Lots of observation on the approach, usual stuff, looking right and left as we're coming in, scanning. Now, I want you to be able to see both lanes. Okay, I've got a big road sign in the way, but hopefully if I've got a picture there. Yeah, so even this, I'd be a little bit further because I'm not entirely sure what that other car down there is doing, if he's indicating or not. He might come along and then do that. So you just want to creep into it and make sure you get a good view and work out what people are doing and then go left. But this corner here is deceptively tight. So you find that people tend to go a little bit wide, so like that. So just make sure you do follow the corner, but lots of observation. Keep it slow, have a check. When you're happy, off you go. And then we go down here. And then you've got a sign there that says wild animals. So we're just thinking about whatever might run out into the road, such as badgers or deer or whatever. And we just follow the road all the way down. Lovely. Now, as we come down this road, you can see up ahead a yellow sign. And the yellow sign normally means a change in speed limit. So you should be slowing it down. Look long, see what's going on. And we're going into a 30. So we've got our two signs there. Now, if there's traffic, remember, don't block junctions. So it's the traffic light at the end up there. So you could find traffic is stopping here-ish. And then I would stop there so people can get in and out of the junction. Never block a junction. So we're coming up to a crossroads. Now, remember, by default, when you get a crossroads or traffic lights, you will always assume that the cars opposite have been released to drive at you when you get a green light. We are turning right at this junction, so we want to stay on the right-hand side near the white line. So not where he is, but actually over on the edge. And we come through here. Now, we're going to turn right. When this light goes green, you go out to middle, cater for those guys that might turn at you. If he looks like he's going to turn and he's going to stop and he blocks all the other cars, of course you can turn because no one's actually driving at you. But if he's not turning, then he's going to come straight at you. So what you should do is you should go from here out to roughly where these drains are. So in the middle there. Now, that allows cars to get around you. So you're thinking about how your actions affect other people. And that's a good area to stop. So always think about what's behind you. When these guys stop coming at you, then you can turn. But just make sure you've catered for whatever's going on over here, like pedestrians or cars in the road, etc. All right? But always just think those cars will be released to drive at you when you go out. So traffic light goes green, we go up to the middle, we wait when it's safe, you turn. Now we're turning into this side road and we're just going down here. You've got these parked cars. You often have cars coming around, so if need be, you could always stop here to allow cars to come out and turn into there. All right. And we're going to go second left. So that's the first one. Notice how tight that corner is. This is what Fleet is all about. It's tight corners that you can't see around. So we come down here and we're turning left into this side road. Now we've got a car there waiting to come out. We get priority because we're on the main road. But that's a very tight corner and quite common for learners to come down here and then bounce their rear wheels over that curb. So you want to come down here, take it nice and slow, maybe even first gear, to get your nose out. Roughly when that curb there lines up with your steering wheel, just go full lock and the car will turn around the corner and then you can drive on again. Alternatively, you could come down here and go a little bit wide over the central part where the white line would be if they bother to paint one, and then go around the corner. But you're trying to avoid bouncing your rear wheels over this curb. Now, I want you going slow because as you come up to this junction, if I take it back a bit, you can only see a car length into that road. So there could well be something coming at you. And what you need to demonstrate to the examiner is that you do not just go round a blind corner, potentially over the white line into the potential oncoming traffic. So you want to think, whoa, what's coming on here? I still can't see very far, and I'm only that far away from the junction. It's really bad. So when you come up to here, you want to make sure it's safe, go round. If you go over this white line to avoid bouncing over the curb, then that's absolutely fine, providing you have kept your speed down. All right? That's the key. The examiner, if you do need to go over the white line, needs to be happy that you can turn and stop to allow a car out, and then you could continue around the corner. But don't just whiz round and go on the wrong side of the road, because that could be a serious fault. So now we've come down the road like this, and we're turning into this road here. Now, we're just driving along this road. The examiner might get you to park up on the left. He'll say find somewhere safe and convenient to park on the left. Do think about how other cars are going to get through. So as we drive along here, I wouldn't park there, for instance, because it'd be very difficult for cars to get through this little section here. So I would actually pick maybe that curb or that one. A raised curb, not blocking a driveway, but enables cars to get around us. Okay, now look, we have white lines up here. I have written a document all about crossroads, and it tells you how to read all this stuff, but you've got a giveaway line, 5 white lines on the approach to a giveaway line. You've got your triangle on the floor, you've got road names, you've got the back of a road sign there. There's loads of clues. Now we're going to go ahead. So the examiner is not going to tell you there's a junction here, he's expecting you to see it. So he'll expect you to come down this road and see the junction, slow, and then do a Rolo, which is right, opposite, left, opposite, right, opposite, left, opposite, and just keep checking. And when you're happy that no one's coming, then across the junction you go, around the car and on. Now, it's worth pointing out, we've got cars parked here, and often you get some further up the road. To come out wide, if there's nothing coming at you, you can just stay in this right-hand lane. There's no real point in going back to the left just to come back out again. But if you had cars coming at you, then you would go back to the left to allow them through and round. So we just come down the road like that, and then back to the left, and at the end of the road you turn right. And again, this is another instance of a very blind corner, quite tricky. So you're coming up to the junction. Here it is. See, you can't see because there's bushes in the way, and we're turning right. So what you want to do is go into first gear and then go into creep mode. Again, checking left and right. See, it's still blocked. Luckily, somebody has cut a bit out there, which is handy when you're a little bit lower down like I am in a car, because you do see a little bit. But just keep checking and go out. Just be mindful. I did have one student once that then mounted the pavement because they were spending so much time looking left and right, they forgot to watch where they were driving. But just keep that in mind. It was only a minor at the end of the day, unless there's a pedestrian standing there, of course, in which case it'd be a serious fault. But you now come around here into a new road, check your mirrors, make sure no one's following you, etc. So then we drive along. Now we're going to take second left. So that was the first one. We came out of here. That's the first one. And we go along here. The examiner might ask you to park up on the right, do a reverse, rejoin traffic. But more likely what they're going to do is they're going to come down here and ask you to take what is now first left. So you've got a blue sign there. That is a dead end or no through road, which means the road must go that way. Now, that is the main road. That's a side road. You should still be indicating left. And this is just like the junction we mentioned earlier on, where you want to go slow because we can't really see, can only see a car length. So take it slow, maybe a little bit wide to help you get round without bouncing over the curb. This is what Fleet's all about. Tight corners where you can't see. Now, we've come down here and we've gone around this corner. It's very common for the examiner to now ask you to park up on the right at a safe place because he gets the reverse out of you. So I'd be picking here or there. So you just come along here, checking your mirrors, indicating, making sure if there's any oncoming traffic, you let them go through, and then you pull over and park. Then they get you to reverse 2 car lengths, check around it's safe, rejoin traffic and carry on. Sometimes they will get you to do a parallel park on the Audi that's normally parked there. So they'll pull along and reverse in. Don't worry about blocking the driveway when you're doing your manoeuvre. It is just demonstrating the skills, not the fact that you would actually park there. Now you go to the end of the road and you're turning left. There's normally a BMW parked in the way. So it's quite tricky because you approach here, then you have to get back to the left. And again, another really tight corner where it's blind and you can't see. Now we've got cars parked here. So if you're coming up to here, what you want to do is come out and turn, but keep it nice and slow and slow and slow and slow. And then when they're basically, you're happy that no one's coming at you, then go. All right. But it can be quite tricky. If I try to take it back a little bit, Here we go. So as you're coming up to the junction, you can't really see very much. These are blocking your view. So you creep out, making sure it's all nice and safe, and then away you go. So now we're just driving along here to the end of the road. Again, they might get you to park up on the right, or they might give a parallel park out of you. And you just drive to the end. At the end of the road, we're turning left, just over there. And you will be surprised to know it's another very tight corner with poor visibility. Right, so as you're coming out of here, we're going to be going left. So again, just checking. Sometimes you've got cars parked over here, so do be mindful. Cars coming down this road will have to go round, and if they're populating that lane, just be careful when you go out so you don't go straight into their path, because of course they get priority over you because they're on the main road. And you just basically make sure it's safe, and out you go. So now we're just following the road ahead. Checking your mirrors all the time, seeing how you're affecting people. You've got the pedestrian crossing there. And then we just drive down the road back to the crossroads that we came through and turned right. So we came down there and turned right. And now we're going back again. All right. The examiner will often say to you, follow signs for Farnborough at this point. So we will. So we're just following the road. It's very easy. And then you come up to this roundabout here. Now, as we're approaching this road, you've been warned of cyclists just a second ago, and you've got a roundabout. And this road sign, this causes confusion. Now here, you've got the black line that cuts across underneath, and that means it's a bypass or a filter lane, and it's missing out the roundabout. See, it's not even going on the roundabout. So as we come up here, you just indicate left, get into the left-hand lane there. And as we go around here, this line here, this is just for the cycle path. It's not a giveaway line or anything like that. That's just for cyclists to get through. So as we go around here, I'd be probably in second gear going around the corner. Now notice there's no giveaway line. And as we come around, all other traffic on the roundabout has got its own lane. So we're not even going on the roundabout. So just drive round and accelerate away going up there. Now, traffic coming off the roundabout might well merge. So the traffic would come off in here and we would be coming around that corner and accelerating away. And both lanes merge back into one lane. So therefore, you just want to do a couple of blind spot checks on your side just to make sure you know who's next to you, and you merge in turn. So whoever's in the lead takes the lead, and the one that's slightly set back would drop in behind them, and vice versa. I wouldn't be coming along here and then cutting straight across lines. Just follow your lane because it all merges back into one line all the way up here somewhere. Okay. So there you go, like they're doing, they're just merging in turn. Whoever's in the lead takes the lead, and the next one that's slightly offset drops in behind them, alternating. So we go through here. Now, this one also got roadworks at the moment. Now, following signs for Farnborough, I'll just take it back a little bit. This road sign, Farnborough is right second exit. So what you're looking for is to demonstrate to the examiner that you know what you're supposed to do. And if you're turning right, you jump into the right-hand lane unless road signs tell you otherwise. You haven't been told otherwise, so therefore you jump into the right-hand lane. So it's mirrors and signals on the approach, right-hand lane here, and you're going right second exit. This is very common. So what the Range Rover's done is he's come down here, cut the corner, and now he's turning right from the left-hand lane. I would not recommend that on the driving test. You do not want to demonstrate to an examiner that you will turn right from the left-hand lane. At this particular roundabout, you might get away with only a driver fault, a minor, but do it at the next roundabout and that's a slam dunk fail. So you should be coming down here in this one, right indicator, round the roundabout, checking on your left, making sure nobody's doing what he's doing, and then you can accelerate off down the dual carriageway. Not dual carriageway, off down the road. So around here, off we go. Right, so now we're just following the road all the way down underneath the bridge. This is all 60 mile an hour, remember, because it went national speed limit as we came out of Fleet. And now you're approaching this roundabout. So again, where's the road sign? Oh, it's hiding there. So let me just take it back a bit. There it is. Right, so Farnborough, right second exit. So again, I'm thinking right-hand lane, right indicator. Notice the distance we've got to the white car. This is great. This is what you should do. No tailgating. These four cars, there's four of them hiding there, are very close together, but we've created a gap, and that's what I want to see on the driving test. Create a nice gap. Now we're coming up to this roundabout, right-hand lane, right indicator, cruising in. Now, it depends upon people's point of view, but people coming from our right, might think that this turning here is a right or an ahead. So as you're coming up to here, think about what might be coming around the roundabout. Anybody who's near on the inside with no indicator, just assume they're coming in front of you. But it all looks good, so out we go. Right indicator. As you come around here, I want you to be doing your checks. You're looking forward, sideways, forward. As you're going round the roundabout, indicate left as you're approaching your exit, and away you go. Now we follow the road ahead, and we're coming up to here. Now we're following signs for Farnborough, and we see this pair of spectacles. Right, now when you're reading road signs, you've got a document on my website all about how to do that. You are always approaching from the black line that meets at the bottom of the sign. So you're going to be coming up there. So that is left first exit. And now you're coming at it from the right, because you've just come from there. You are now going to go ahead second exit. So that's left 1, ahead 2. Now, if I'm thinking I'm going left, I should approach in the left-hand lane, and then I'm going ahead. So I want to approach the second roundabout in the left-hand lane as well by default. So I'm thinking approach with a left indicator, then cancel my indicator, and then indicate off as I'm going. That's my plan. As I come up to here, crab claws, all those sort of things. So you're just coming in, head flicking. I want your observation, doing this as you're coming in, because you've got to watch where you're driving, but look to see if there are cars coming. And then you go round. So indicating left into here. Now, this road, you should reflect what you're going to be doing at that roundabout. So make sure you cancel your indicator immediately. Do not carry your left indicator into here, because you are approaching a roundabout indicating left. And we're not going left, we're going ahead. So we come through here with no indicator now. So you make sure you cancel that. And making sure there's no one coming from here. So you can start looking as soon as you can see and then go through. If you want to, you can just clip that with a right wheel if you want to, but you don't need to. So basically through here, around there, like he's done. If you want to, you can, it's fine. Get off there. Now, I just want to point out that this next corner here is quite tight. So make sure your speed is appropriate, because otherwise you're going to get flicked wide into oncoming traffic. Okay, so just mind this corner. Now, it's difficult to see because it's under trees, but we're actually just driving along here. See, proof. Now, remember, this is all still a 60-mile-an-hour road. I will highlight to you that at this corner here, there's a bump in the road, and it tries to make you fall to the left. And just there, so many cars have dropped off. You see that? The curb has disappeared. So the road has crumbled, but there's a big hole just there. So just on this bit, it's something to do with the road. It bounces you to the left. So just be mindful of that, all right? And we just drive along following the road. We go round as we're coming up to here. So there's the corner around here, back into a 40. You can see the 40 signs coming up there, and we just follow it round. Now, still following for Farnborough. So as we come up to here, we're reading this road sign. Now that road sign is right too. It's slightly beyond 12 o'clock. So your right second exit. So I'd be thinking approaching the right-hand lane, right indicator. As we're coming up to here, start looking. Eyes flicking. You've got to look for cars coming around. One coming out of here, for instance. So we're thinking about what might come around and what might come from my right. Having a look to see what's going on. Now, this arrow here on the floor, this says go ahead and right. So the arrow is saying that you can use that for the left lane, so exit 1. That would be 2. That would be 3. So technically, you can treat this as an ahead 2 if you want to, or a right 2. Personally, I treat it as a right because it helps confirm the people coming in from exit 1 that I'm actually coming in front of them. And there's no harm in that, frankly. So as we come up to here, you're just checking. He's gone wide. You can look at his tyres. He's going wide from the junction. And no one else is coming around, so we sail out into the roundabout. And as you're going around, I want you checking, looking at what these cars are doing, seeing if anyone's coming around behind you, and looking for cyclists. You often get cyclists coming along here. So as you come around, just indicating left, off we go into here. Now remember, this is all 40 still, so we just drive along here. Now at the next roundabout, the examiner will say, thank you very much, that's the end of the independent driving. We're now going to be turning right, third exit at the roundabout. So you should be coming along here, crack a right indicator on just to warn the cars behind you, and just get into the right-hand lane. As we're coming into here, you want to start looking to see if what's coming round the roundabout. You won't be able to see what's to your right. You see here, we're going third exit towards Farnborough Business Park. So we come up to here and start looking. You might have cars coming out there at speed. If you're happy, of course, you can go from here. You don't have to make the decision there. So I'm expecting you to be looking on the approach. What I absolutely hate is when people go up to the line and then do all their observation. That is horrendous driving. So you want to come down here and start looking around. When you're happy, then out you go. Third exit to count them off. So you've got 1, 2, 3 over there. So as we go around here, just keeping an eye on people. So I'm just checking. So I'm looking sideways and forward. I'm looking across the roundabout, keeping an eye on these guys, looking to see what's going on here. And you go around. When you get to the concrete island, that's when you put your left indicator on, checking, and then start to spiral off into this lane. Notice the change in speed limit of 30. Good. Now we're coming down here. And we go over the cobblestones, which are horrendous. I hate those things. And we go along here. Now, sometimes they will get you to turn left into Costco car park. So they might get a forward bay park out of you in here somewhere. Or they might do the next car park up the road, or the entrance into the same car park, but just further around the corner. Do bear in mind whether or not you come out of this corner or the next one. Once you've done your park and you come out, as you come out this car park, these bushes really badly block your view. And if you've got a cyclist coming along this path here, you don't want to nip out and then cause them to whack on a brake. So just creep out, make sure it's safe as you're going across because you don't know what's approaching, and then move up to the junction and do the same thing, but only this time for the traffic. Good. So let me just go up a bit. Right. So that's your entrance into the car park. But as you can see, you can go around here and go into exactly the same car park, but just further around the corner. It's all one massive car park. Then you just follow the road ahead, and they'll say at the roundabout, go ahead too. Now, as we're coming into here, notice there's only one lane there. It's very fat. It's a very wide junction. But as you're approaching and you're coming down here, you should be looking across on the other side and working how long it'll take them to get to you. Could they possibly come round? So it's all about varying your speed. And what we want to do, because there's only one lane here, is you take the shortest route. So we've got to give way, but there's no one here to give way to. So as we're coming up to this junction, we basically follow those guys through like that to the middle. There's no point in going out here. You should be going from there across to there, across to there. All right. So just shortest route through there, just checking around as you do it, and away you go all the way up to there. Now we're turning right. Now this black car looks like he's going straight on. So this one looks like he's going straight on up to there and through. This one looks like he's turning right. So he should turn round that island into there. This one has gone wide. Don't know why he's out there, but he should do that. All right. I don't want you on the left-hand side to turn right. You need to demonstrate that you position in the correct place and then turn. It's all still 30 and away you go. And so we come along here and turn around that island into here. See? So we just do that. Now we just fly along here. There you've got the Aviator Hotel right in front of you there. And we just follow the road. It's all very simple. It's all a 30. Do be mindful just here. We're on a steep hill, as you can see. We come over the crest of the hill and then we're going down. Just be careful of your speed. It's very easy to pick up speed as you go down here, so just keep an eye on that. And then we follow this to the roundabout. Now you're going to get a double instruction. You're going to get either from the sat-nav or from the examiner, you're going to get told at the roundabout, go ahead and then right. So what they want you to do is come along here, ahead, second exit, into right-hand lane because you're turning right at those traffic lights. You want to line up. Here, there is only one lane, all right? So here there's two, so there you would have to maintain lanes, but here there's only one lane. So what you want to do is take the shortest route out and then go to whichever lane you are going to need up there. So you must think when you're here what you're going to do there, because that changes how you do this little bit. So always think in advance of what you're going to do. So you should go through here, hug the roundabout, indicate left as you're leaving into right-hand lane, then cancel that indicator. So we come up to here, checking around, make sure it's all good. Notice the change. Well, it's actually still 30, isn't it? We come through here, look, one lane. So we go from here to there. And when we're here, because we're turning right, I want you to go there. Not there, there. The number of people I've seen that have come through this roundabout, gone to here, so now they look like they're going to turn left there. They come in here, the car behind them then goes for an overtake, and then this car comes back across and you've just failed your driving test, all right? So you must think in advance, be very proactive through here and drive down there. You can see the join. We want to just stay to the right of it. And we go down here. Now we're going to be turning right at the traffic lights. So we come up to this. Now that lane is for going left. This lane actually goes left, ahead and right. And because there's only one lane that goes right, you take the shortest possible route into left-hand lane over there. So when the traffic light goes green, we go out, and I want you to cut across round that little concrete island into the left-hand lane. Just like this. So from there, round there, into there. All right, not here, there. And once you're back into here, now you're on the road back to the test centre. Whoosh, and we're back to the test centre, but don't relax. You're nearly at the end of your test. 30. All right, so it's 40, 30, and just there, 20. It must be the world's shortest 30 zone from there to there. Unbelievable. 20s, massive speed bumps. I recommend second gear 15 mile an hour for these because these are horrible speed bumps. Saves the car taking off because you could get marked down for taking off. But just relax, chill out, just go down here. And we just fly along here. Now we're back to that first roundabout we came to. Again, 2 lanes, so just stay on the outside, make sure it's all nice and safe, and go off here. Now, sometimes they might get you to park on the right and do a right reverse. So you park up on the right, reverse 2 car lengths, and rejoin traffic. It's nothing that you won't have practiced with me, so don't worry about it. It's a really wide road, so it's lovely. Look, I'm looking for traffic again. So as you come up here, you're just checking, make sure no one's coming at you. Go to the outside there. Lovely jubbly. No one's trying to kill us. Off here. No one's walking across that. Over here. And there we go. So yes, they have got double yellows now, but the examiners will still chuck you over there and reverse back and then get you to rejoin traffic. If there's loads of room around you and there's no one going to hit you, then carry on. Do the maneuver, but you've got to demonstrate that you've looked for people. If it looks a bit dangerous, stop, let people go, and then carry on again afterwards. And then you just follow the road ahead. Then you're back to the original junction, and then just checking it's safe, indicate right. Position on the right again. I don't want people approaching on the left and then cutting across because you get marked down for positioning. When you're turning right, you position on the right. Simple. Then you come round here, into there, back down to the car park, indicate right, make sure it's all nice and safe, into there, and then into the car park. And have a look at the video about my car park. That's it. Do that. You should be laughing. Good luck.